Hey there, everybody. Big Malcolm here, and this is my live video log for January 17th, 2016 AD. So, I talked about shopping already today when I was in my mom's car, so I'll let you know what I did the rest of the day. So, we got home, we chilled, we watched some TV, and when I was scrolling through what to watch, I was like, you know what? I want to watch that Blair Witch movie. It came out back in 1999 when I was in middle school, and I just never saw it before. I've heard about it and blah de blah de blah, and so I was looking through, and it just so happens that Comcast had it on demand for $3, and just like, yeah, why not? And my opinion of it, how can I put it? It's a good attempt. It's a good attempt. Like 0 stars being absolute worst movie being made, and 5 stars being uh best movie in the history of everything. I'd have to say it was close to being a 4. It was a pretty good movie, but yeah, you make the craziest faces when when you talk. Well, yes, Lorraine, Patricia, Kathy, I do. And like, there we go. Um, yeah, so for those of you who have never heard of the movie, and yes, there actually are people who have never heard of the movie, trust me, I've met them. The Blair Witch Project is the original found footage horror movie. It came out in 1999. It's supposed to take place in 1994, but they made it in 1999, and it's an extremely low budget movie. It's a cast of 3 people who start off interviewing people around this town, and then the kids go out in the woods trying to do a documentary on this person called the Blair Witch, and yeah, they just all this stuff happens to them. These little piles of stones like go around them and blah blah blah. Anyway, so first of all, was the movie scary? Somewhat. There were scenes that made you tense and build up fear in you, but it's nothing like, nothing like that. It's yeah, it was somewhat scary. It's a good movie. It's if you're like a film student or something like that, I would really suggest watching the movie because it teaches you how to use your surroundings to help make the movie and not just rely on a whole bunch of expensive special effects or crap from a shop or anything like that. So yeah. And Lorraine asked me, "What was the slime out of the woods? Did someone make Jello?" Like, you know what? That's a good question. Nobody actually answered that question. Yeah, it's they just found this goopy stuff out in the woods and at one point, and I guess that was the director's, the filmmaker's way of giving it a paranormal feeling, like it was supposed to be what should we call it? What should we call it? Plasm, ghost blood, like from ectoplasm. Thank you, from Ghostbusters. Maybe Hagrid was out there and blew a booger. Yeah, you never really know. And like, um, yeah. So yeah, and yeah. So the movie was extremely low budget, but they did a pretty good job. There were times where the the volume I had to turn it up all the way, but then the sound got better, so I had to turn it down a lot, and I had to do that with the sound a lot. Um, it yeah, it's a pretty good movie. Not the best movie on earth, but it was a good movie. And but I have to disagree with people when they say that's the scariest movie ever made. And yeah, it's not the scariest movie ever made. It did make you tense, but it is not the scariest movie ever made. And also, after I watched the movie, I looked up some facts about it online, and there's a part in the beginning where they talk about uh, a murderer whose name was like Rustin something, or it started with an R, and you have to listen to what they're saying in order for the ending to make sense. So yeah, um, and so yeah, and after seeing what they were wearing in the movie, it didn't really feel like 1994 to me. It felt more like 1999. I was like, okay, that gear, that the skinny, yeah, the
You know, it felt grungy.
yeah, okay, yeah, the gear that they were wearing, it's felt a lot more like 1999 to me than 1994. But anyway, whatever. Um, so yeah, and I've heard that two sequels were made, and I'm not really sure if I want to see the sequels. I like the first movie, but it's from what I've heard, the sequels were just a way to pull in more money and stuff. So yeah. Alrighty, everyone. That's all I've really got to say. And so, with that being said, uh, there's nothing much else to say except for this is Big Malcolm signing out, saying peace out, everybody.